Well, that's the last time I order from Krager Hut Pizza. It has taken them 5 hours to go from Hutter to Nar Shaddaa. I mean, seriously, at hyperspeed that's like 5 seconds. I am definitely giving them a very bad review on Yelp. Now I get to watch the news without pizza. Isn't today just wonderful?
Breaking news on Nar Shaddaa today, pollution levels have gone up 2.5% overnight. The head of Nar Shaddaa's Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs will be joining us tonight on this special broadcast.
At the moment players are just leaving their mounts turned on in their strongholds, which is a real waste of fuel. Thus are favor and turn more mounts off.
People are actually wasting their money on fuel and then leaving their cars running. How stupid can you be? I mean, seriously. I've got mounts, so I don't need to worry about this, because, you know, mounts always have fuel. Mounts are like 120% movement speed regardless of what's going on. You get a mount, you don't get a car. That's just stupid. And mounts are good for the environment too, because they're not like cars, you know? They don't produce gases very much, even though my mounts seem to produce a peculiar exhaust that I don't quite understand. In fact, it's probably worth me going to check on them. I'm sure it's fine. I am definitely losing faith in society. But oh well, I have mounts. Mounts are great for the environment. They've got to be. I mean, BioWare would tell us if our mounts were bad for the environment, wouldn't they? Yeah, BioWare, biofuel, biogood. Yeah, no, they're definitely a good company. Oh, the mount fumes. Oh, God. They're even stronger than my anti-exhaust filter on my mic. They obviously... Oh, God, obviously they can't be car fumes, because if they were car fumes, my filter would block them out, clearly. Well, boy, I'm here. I should probably check on my favourite buddy, my good old mount friend, Mr. Isabella. Ah, yes, Isabella, look at this. Isn't this perfect? Your slimy, scaly goodness there, and your beautiful saddle on top. These are defences that are keeping you here, keeping you safe, and the force field appears to be working. Everything here's great. It's going to be beautiful when one day we roam around Nar Shaddaa and terrorize all the pathetic Republic citizens. It's going to be a dream come true, isn't it, Isabella? I can just picture it now. Me on your back, picking up some innocent Republic general and biting into his skull and fracturing his internal organs. It's breathtaking. Just the thought alone. Isn't that right, Isabella? Is Isabella? Oh God. Damn. Oh God. Oh Christ. I fucked up. Let a Rancor loose on Nar Shaddaa. I'd better call the authorities. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, it's LorOnline again today with another video, and today I'm going to be doing the top 10 best mounts in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Let's begin.
Starting with number 10.
Taking number 10 on our list today is the KX-7 Recon Walker, which can be found on Yavin 4 and can be purchased at the Yavin Reputation vendor. Now this is a legendary reputation item that has to be obtained through weeks of farming on Yavin 4. There are other mounts like it that you can also get, like the F1 Command Walker, the BA2 Command Walker, the BA2 Recon Walker, and of course the Baron Deathmark's Furious Walker, which was a PvP exclusive item that you could only obtain through achieving, I believe it was Tier 1 during Star Wars: The Old Republic Season 3 of PvP. So there are many sorts of Recon mounts, but this is probably the easiest to get and by far looks, I think, like one of the best. So this is definitely number 10 on my list.
Number 9.
Coming in at number 9 is the Landslide Assault Speeder mount, which can be obtained through the Outer Rim Explorers pack and costs around 5 to 6 million on the GTN at the moment. It will differ depending on the server you are on. Now this mount is unique because it's one of the first mounts to obtain a flourish, and a flourish is actually an action move that your mount can perform. So if you press Ctrl Z with this mount, it will shoot its little hand cannons, as I'll show you right here. And in fact, when you turn and rotate it, little vents on the side do a little animation bit, and they've got a few beefy buttons. So it's one of these like really cool, I think, good looking mounts, and they put a lot more time into it than they would other mounts. This mount was so popular it even received a Christmas variation, which I think looks just as cool.
Number 8.
8th spot on our list today goes to the Jeweled Orobird, and this is a mount that you can obtain in the Pilgrim Shadow pack, which was with the Shadow of Revan expansion. Now this pack has not been around for a while, so it does cost a fair bit of money, but because this mount's actually not that fought for, you could probably get it for around 2 to 3 million, despite it looking, I think, really nice. There are different variations of this mount as well to consider. There is the Fawn Orobird, the Jeweled Orobird, the Onyx Orobird, and the Tropical Orobird, all available in the Revan packs. whilst other Orobirds are actually available in the Stronghold pack. So it's actually quite easy to obtain, and I definitely recommend going out of your way to get one because it is a really nice mount. And that's why it's number 8 on our list.
Number 7.
Number 7 on the list today is the KDY Orbital Lifter mount, which can be obtained from the KDI Reputation vendor on the fleet. It actually costs 12 KDY construction kits, which you can obtain by running the KDY operation. Now this is one of the uniquest mounts in the game, if uniquest is a word, I don't think it is. But anyway, this mount can actually only be obtained from this vendor, so people who want to go to the Cartel market and buy this mount, they can't. You have to go through the legendary grind of KDY flashpoints, and it is actually quite fun if it's, you know, if you're new to it. If you've done it like me, no, it gets a bit tedious after a while. But unlike most flashpoints, this flashpoint actually changes, and you get different rooms, different levels, and different bosses. So it's definitely worth a go if you are yet to get this mount. If you're not up for doing the grind for this mount, there is also a pet you can get called the KDY Orbital Pet. It is actually only 4 KDY construction kits and only requires friendly reputation, so you can quickly run over to the vendor and buy that if you're not really up for grinding it as much as most of us die-hard sad players have.
Number 6.
At number 6 on our list today is the Strike Force Tauntaun. Now I'm sure a lot of you know what Tauntaun is because in episode 5 they are featured in the actual movie series, but Tauntaun specifically in this instance are actually available by completing the Dread Fortress on story mode difficulty, and that is the first reward you get for clearing it the first time. Now there are other forms of Tauntaun you can get in the game, like the Mountain Tauntaun, which unfortunately costs either 2 million credits or 20 Tauntaun domestication data, which requires doing this really grindy quest on Hoth, which I definitely not recommend doing. Or you can basically buy one from the Cartel market on the GTN, like the Tundra Tauntaun, for around 4 million credits. That tends to be the most they go for, but you can probably get it cheaper if you look around and wait a while. So yeah, Tauntaun's definitely number 6 on our list.
Number 5.
At number 5 we have the Desler Explorer, which is a very tedious mount to get. It involves going to Circa, killing an assistant about 400 times until eventually it spawns into a person called Desler. You then kill Desler and take the mount. It takes around 2 to 7 hours, so yeah, you're going to be there a while if you're trying to get this mount. But the reason I like this mount so much is because how rare it is, how cool it looks, and how traditional it is to Star Wars, because there are tons of mounts that look like this, okay? There is the Corellius Baron, the Corellius Duke, the Corellius Commander. There's actually other ones like the KL-15. Basically there's tons of mounts that look very similar to this, and I think it's traditional to SWTOR, so that is why it is number 5 on my list.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is the beautiful Cartel Hedonist Skiff. Now this mount is actually incredibly rare. It is part of the Vice Commandant's Contraband Pact, and it came out approximately 2 years ago. So this mount is actually really hard to get now, and you have to really fight for it on the GTN. I've seen it go for 12 million, 13 million. I'm pretty lucky to get it myself. I actually got it at the time when it came out, and out of all the different versions of it, there's actually one called the Cartel Luxury Skiff, and the, I think, Cartel Decadent Skiff, and the Cartel Recreational Skiff. It's, I think, the nicest out of all 4 of them. Of course, it's not the one with a flourish. You can get one with a flourish called the Hut Cantina Skiff, which has a little dancing animation on the back, which does look pretty cool, and I suggest you guys go check that out too. So yeah, that's number 4. Oh, and if you're wondering, yeah, all the other mounts are just as expensive.
Number 3.
Bringing it down to our top 3, we have the MSM J-37 Jetpack, which you can get in the Wild Space Explorers pack. This is one of my favourite mounts, okay? This mount is really cool because it has a flourish, and instead of 2 thrusters, you can get 4 by pressing Ctrl-Z, and I think because of that, it stands out against all the other jetpacks. Now, don't get me wrong, there are other jetpacks you can get. There is the HK55 Jetpack, which you can get for being a subscriber during a certain month. There is the MSM J-22 Jetpack, which is like a trooper version of this jetpack, and then there is also the MSM JT9 Jetpack, which is like a bounty hunter version, but this one here is my favourite. Unfortunately, it does cost about 12 million credits, so yeah, there's that.
Number 2.
Second place on our list is the beautiful military Uxibeast. Now this mount is a very rare drop out of the Mid-Rim Explorers pack and actually sells for around 45 million on the GTN. That's on my server Evan Hawk, and will probably alter for your server. But ultimately, this mount is very, very rare and looks very, very nice. Unlike most beast mounts, this mount is actually not a retexture of the other Uxibeasts that you find around in the world. This is a completely new designed mount, and because of that, I actually think it stands out significantly better than most beast mounts, and because of all the little details added, like the armor on the face, and then you have the saddle on the back with all the little bags around it and like ammo cases, it really, really looks nice in comparison to the other Uxibeasts you can get, like the Armoured Uxibeast, the Caravan Uxibeast, and the Expedition Uxibeast. This is the best one, and by far second place on this list. And in terms of lore, Uxibeasts also win as well because they have rather detailed backstories, and they're just an animal, so I think that's really damn cool.
Number 1.
Coming in at number 1 is the Kingpin Rancor, which you can get from the gambling event that shows up every 6 months on Nar Shaddaa. It basically involves playing slots, and because of that, it is my favourite mount in the game and beats all the other Rancors. I think it's better than the Swamp Rancor with the stupid horns, the Ridge Hunter Rancor, which is the grey version, the Dathomir Rancor, which is the stereotypical Rancor, and the Dread Enhanced Rancor and the Cybernetic Rancor, because this one hasn't lost an arm. It just looks pretty sweet, looks really damn cool, and out of all the other ones it stands out the most, so by far this is number 1 on my list. And there we have it, guys, my top 10 favourite mounts in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this one. I have put a lot of time into the editing and getting the audio together and doing the sound for this one because it was a little bit longer, and I think because of that it was a bit better, so I hope you enjoyed it. Ultimately, if you want to see another top 10 or a specific top 10, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll happily review it and think about it and see if I can do it as a top 10 list. If you get a chance, my referral link is in the description, and by referring me, what you do is you get subscription time, I get some Cartel coins, and ultimately it really helps me make these videos because with the referrals, I get Cartel coins which I use to buy packs, and the packs help me get the cool gear and armor and mounts to make these cool top 10s. So ultimately, if you want to help, that is the best way to do it. Hit my referral link, and I will happily send you a huge thank you message and hugs and many explosions and lasers and Sith beams and lightsabers, and you'll get a free Star Destroyer somewhere down the line. So there we go. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.